And welcome back to Couple Movie Watchers. We're excited to talk about Spider-Man No Way From Home, box office numbers, West Side Stories, and more.
This is Ryan and Anna.
And let's begin. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like button. It really helps out the channel. But enough of that, man. Let's just jump into the top 10. You ready, Anna? You ready?
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
All right, folks, let's jump into it. All right, coming in at number 10 is
Resident Evil Raccoon City.
That's right. Somehow this movie is still in the top 10, dropping 83%, making $280,000 this weekend. I'm surprised anybody even went to go even see this movie with Spider-Man out. In total, it made $16.7 million. It went from number 6 to number 10 last week, which is better than nothing because with Spider-Man out, like, why would you see anything else, especially Resident Evil? But maybe the movie theater was packed that he went to, and he's like, you know what? We're here. Let's just see something else. Then people just kind of spilled over to this. All right. So coming in at number 9 at the box office, which is actually surprising but not too surprising, is
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
And I can see that it's a little bit different from some of the other movies. It's a family film. It was enjoyable. It dropped from number 7 to number 9, making a whopping $400,000, dropping 69%. In addition, this movie is on Paramount Plus. So in total, it made $48.5 million in 6 weeks. So I can kind of see, you want to take the family out, you might see this instead of some of the other movies in the top 10. All right, so coming in at number 8, we have your favorite movie, and that is
Pushpa the Rice?
Yes.
Never heard of this movie.
Me either. That was a joke. That was a joke. I was going too fast. So this is actually a new movie at the box office, making $1.13 billion. This is actually an Indian film. The story of Pushpa Raj, a lorry driver in the forest of South India, set in the backdrop of red sandalwood smuggling. So this one actually has an IMDb rating of an 8. So it's popular. It does have an audience for a movie like this. So this is definitely different from the other movies that's out there. So you can kind of see
they did pretty good for the first weekend.
Yeah, especially for consider all the competition. So, but I feel like it has its own audience. So, but actually, what I meant to say was coming in at number 7 is your favorite film. I was looking too far ahead. And that is The Eternals. If you don't know, sure, we don't like this movie, but it's an inside joke. So this movie made $1.19 million. It dropped from the top 5 to number 7 with a drop of 62%. In total, this movie made $163 million at the box office. In one weekend, I'm going to give everybody a sneak peek, but in one weekend, Spider-Man beat Eternals' domestic box office overall. So Eternals made $160 million in 7 weeks. Spider-Man's going to kill that in 3 days. But we're going to talk about that when we get there. All right, so coming in at number 6, the number 6 movie of the weekend is
number 6.
Let the people know what it is.
House of Gucci.
House of Gucci. Gucci with the flip flops. Lady Gaga, she's doing her thing. This movie dropped from number 4 to number 6. It does have its own little audience, so it is a little bit different from some of the bigger films that's out there. This one made, how much did it make?
$1.85 million.
Yep. And in total, it made $44.88 million in 4 weeks. This one, we heard different things about it. I know some people who've seen it, they really love Lady Gaga. Other people who've seen this movie, they told us they don't really like it at all. So yeah, let us know your thoughts about this particular movie. We're wondering if it's worth watching, but we'll see. We already know what we're gonna watch, but coming in at number 5 at the box office is going to be a new movie, and that is
Nightmare Alley.
And this movie made a little under $3 million, $2.9 million, almost $3 million in its first opening weekend. But this is the movie by Guillermo del Toro. If you don't know, he did the
Guillermo
Blade
del
movies,
Toro,
Shape of Water. He's a pretty good director.
I like him.
a lot of people like him. He has an
Yeah.
audience. He has like,
Mm-hmm.
a
I
fan
like his
base.
style. Yeah.
But whoever decided to put this movie out during Spider-Man weekend needs to be fired. Like really, who was gonna watch this movie compared to Spider-Man? It's like,
Yeah.
oh man, Nightmare Alley with Spider-Man. No man, people were really gonna risk their lives this weekend. It wasn't gonna be for Nightmare Alley. It was gonna be for Spider-Man.
I mean, I still think they did pretty good. They went up to number 5.
They wanted number
They
five.
probably would have been like number 2, number 3.
No, one is number 5, which is still bad.
Oh.
2, no, there's no saving grace. They never should open up this weekend. At least it could have did number 2. It didn't even make it in the number 2 spot. So yeah, it's competing against the same audience and just bad. But overall, it has an IMDb rating of 7.6, which is decent. A critic score of 81 from Rotten Tomatoes, and audience score is 63. So I think they probably thought it was going to be another Shape of Water, but the Shape of Water wasn't competing against Spider-Man. They probably trying to like counter program Spider-Man, which definitely was a stupid idea with this film. All right. So coming in at the number 4 is we got Ghostbusters
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Afterlife. This movie did $3.4 million at the box office, a 52% drop. And this movie has been out for 5 weeks and it still beat Nightmare Alley. So that just lets you know that that was just bad. Bad, bad, bad. Ghostbuster has a total of $117 million so far. It's still making that money. So let's go on to the number 3 movie on the weekend.
I thought it was number 2.
I think I messed up there. What did I say was Ghostbusters? Ghostbusters is actually number 4.
Oh, okay.
What did I say? Yeah, Ghostbusters number 4. This is actually going to be number 3 movie. Because Nightmare Alley was number 5, Ghostbusters number 4. So this is going to be number 3.
All right.
So we're back on track here. So this movie is another flop, unfortunately, for Steven Spielberg, who I really like, and that's West Side Story. It went from the number 1 movie to the number 3 movie, which is not good. The Rotten score, it has a really strong reviews, over 90% on Rotten Tomato from critics and audience, but it dropped 68%, making $3.4 million, $17 million in total in 2 weeks. And that's not good at all. Like, this is a classic movie. This movie cost like $100 million. People were really expecting a lot from this movie. I thought it would do a lot better than what it did, but it just hasn't connected with the general audience, which is sad for Steven Spielberg. I really expect, I heard a lot of good things about this movie. Yeah,
I'm still gonna see it.
Yeah,
once it's out again.
I heard it's really good, so I'm not gonna hate on the movie itself, but it just didn't connect with the general audience. Maybe it came out at the wrong time. Maybe it should have came out closer to Thanksgiving weekend because sometimes programming matter. But for it to drop from number 1 to number 3 and to have a 68% drop, that's not good. But a movie like Spider-Man is kind of it's taking a shine from a lot of people. But I could kind of see this being counter programming because it doesn't have to necessarily be the same audience, and West Side Story do have a core following, but unfortunately this movie did not hold up. But you know what held up at number 2 and still at number 2, and that is Encanto. Did not move at all, dropping only 34%, which is really good. It has a high critic score and audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, over 90. This movie made $6.5 million this weekend, which is pretty good considering everything. And I feel like this is a good family film that people probably went to go see. In 4 weeks, it made $81.5 million, which
Disney always holding it down.
And holding it down. And that's with it coming on Disney Plus soon. So Encanto definitely did its thing. But let's talk about the number 1 movie at the weekend, because that's what people came here for, right? They want to know all about Spider-Man. I think everybody knows Spider-Man's going to be number 1. That's really no surprise there. But the question is, how much money did it make, right? So we're going to break Spider-Man all the way down. So let the people know how much Spider-Man made this weekend.
$253 million.
$253 million in 1 weekend On Friday, it made $121 million. Saturday, it made $73 million. And Sunday, the day's not even over, but it's projected to make $57 million. That's how we have these numbers here. Man, it has a Rotten Tomato score of 94 from the critics, 99 from the audience. So the audience really loved this movie. IMDb has a 9.1 score. So it has really good critical scores. In addition, this is the third best ever among all films, beating 2015 Star Wars: The Force Awakens domestic opening of $247 million. So it did really
Mhm.
well, and even it's the number three movie worldwide, which is also impressive because when you look at worldwide, Spider-Man opened up without the help of China, which is a huge market. So globally, the debate it made $587 million. So this movie opened huge,
Mm.
and that's after Endgame, which made $1.2 billion, and Avengers: Infinity War, which made $640 million. So this movie killed it um, without China worldwide. So that's very impressive. And
Mm.
when you look at it, so let's talk about it. So according to box office analyst firm Intelligence reports that 20 million people watched Spider-Man: No Way Home this weekend in the United States. But you got to look at it. So worldwide is not opening up in China, so that kind of hampered its opening weekend. With China, this movie might have been number one or at least number two, right?
Mhm.
In addition to that, you have all the viruses that's going out in the world, in the states. So some people aren't going to the movies. You have the mask and jab mandate, so that's stopping people from going to the movies. So we count all that stuff that's going against this movie, and for it to still be the number three movie of all time. I think if you take away all those hurdles, this movie possibly could have been the number one movie ever in the United States or even worldwide, or at least number two. This movie had a lot of stuff against it, and it defied all odds, opening up at number three um, ever. So those are really, really good numbers for Spider-Man: No Way Home. I think they did a really good job marketing and promoting it. Um, we're super excited to see the film, and I think a lot of people were excited to see it, and glad they did see it. If they did see it, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to still watch it in the next coming weeks. I think it has a long stretch and legs to go. Anything you want to add on that?
It's just it went surpassed what we expected it to do.
Oh yeah, our predictions were
Right.
way off on this. We're not even talking about our predictions.
I'm just saying, like, we expected this much, but it went double of what it was.
Yeah,
You
we
know.
both agreed that it was going to beat the 100 billion mark that all the other films can beat,
Mhm.
but we didn't know how much more it was going to beat. We knew it was going to do really good just if you look at
Mhm.
the track and everything else, but it just killed it.
Yeah, it's gonna do way more.
It's gonna be doing more. It's definitely gonna kill it, man. And that's what everything that's going on, which makes it even more impressive.
Mhm.
All right, so let's get out of here. We want to what?
Subscribe, like, share, and comment.
And thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Until next time, everybody.
Bye.
Peace.